Alright, now we're going to look at Green Keep, which gets around 30 supply per minute when the yaks make it every time unupgraded. Of course, they come from Golanta and go and then respawn, and then they come from Rogue's Quarry. Probably the most common, it's a little bit more common than the north outer gate to be attacked, is this gate, that's kind of the southwest outer. They call it the double gate because there's a gate here and there's a gate behind it. In fact, if you place rams right on the gate as close as you can, they can actually hit the second gate, which is right here. Trying to see, you can't really see them, but there's the first gate and then there's the second gate. Actually, we'll see them easier up top. There's an oil on each one, which is going to be a nightmare if you don't take it out quick, because those will absolutely get manned. So when they do get manned, it's tough. So there's the outer gate, there's the inner gate, and you can see this wall's nice and lengthy, so that'll help for the defending. You can place your arrow carts pretty far back and still fire them. If there is an omega over here, then they will be able to clear all arrow carts, even the arrow carts that are like back here. The omegas can reach those. So I would say place your arrow carts along there, and we'll continue on moving. There's a supply depot, of course. It's actually a decent mortar here. It's not an amazing mortar, but this mortar, unfortunately, you can't mortar your own gate there, but you can mortar Jennifer's gate for defense. That's the only purpose of that mortar. Continue going, and we're going to look at, this is the kind of the northeast inner gate, and this wall you can place siege like along the back part of here and still fire. You can place siege along this thing and still fire, and if you do the jumps around, which if you want to do the jumps around, I'll try to do it as quick as I can. Go up here, here. You get up top this thing. Now the vista can go even higher. You get up top this thing and you can build an arrow cart up here and just fire down here. There's almost no way they can take it out. The only way they can take it out is a counter arrow cart, and you can see pretty much anywhere they're going to build it and get right on top of it. Now, the problem with building an arrow cart up here is it's not going to be refreshed very much unless you have kind of aware people that there's one up here. If you're tier 1, it's going to be more likely to get refreshed, and if you're a lower tier, so if there's an arrow cart here, it's manned and you're attacking this gate, it's just going to be a nightmare. So if you see it here, you might even switch the wall, unless the wall is fortified, in which you just have to put up with it. Hopefully you have alphas, or you can do something about it, or get the rams up quick, and hopefully you can clear these other arrow carts. And actually, I want to show you guys one thing about this gate area. If you go this way, you can do these jumps and get right up here. It's about as high as you can get, and you can see everything up top of the gate. Now, unfortunately, you can't use a ballista here because you can have line of sight issues, kind of like this with the ballista. But you can build a catapult over here and just catapult the top and clear all siege up top with the catapult, and even catapult that wall. Which I mean, that wouldn't be the reason you do it, more to clear the siege up top. I'm gonna go back inside. So if the walls aren't fortified, you have the option of running over to this wall instead of the inner gate if that's sieged up, and you can catapult it from, I would say, over there. And then you want to flash build, hopefully guild catapults, and then get an arrow cart up, because if they start to build arrow carts up here, yes, a meteor shower would reach it, but even if they kind of build it back here, this is now kind of out of meteor shower range. It's good to have a counter arrow cart up so you can take out their build stats before they even get an arrow cart up. Of course, with this keep, which is nice, you can treb Jerifers, you can treb Aldens, you can treb Wild Creek, you can treb Cloven, which is really nice. You can treb the towers back, and you can even treb them for defense. Except for Cloven, or not Cloven, Wild Creek's going to be a little bit tough to treb for defense, since gonna have to have it here to get the angle, because this little bridge and that little bridge make it tougher, and the Lord Room's placement as well. Now we're just walking. There's some walls here that you can catapult. Not really common to catapult these, but these walls won't typically have arrow carts on them. We're gonna go take a look at the north outer gate and see the siege locations for it. It has some okay siege locations, no big time super impossible to AoE siege locations. Like one is where I'm standing. It's a decent siege location. Fire down. You could also be over here and use your camera angle like that. I wouldn't put any along here because they can just AoE from underneath, and it's not really that hard for them to reach. But it's really the two, this north outer gate and then the double gate area is really the two overwhelmingly most common places they'll get in through the outer. And then the inner, after going in through this one, they'll typically go to the gate. It's not that common that they go for the wall. Now the other keeps I want to point out, they have this water gate where you can go underneath the water and get to this water gate. There's also this other path you can do this jump to get to the water gate, and then this one has a water gate too where you kind of go like this and go in through the water gate. It's not really an underwater, it's not an underwater gate, but it's a gate that actually you don't even really go through water for that one, but they call it water gate. It's not a place that you walk by. It's not a regular path when you're just running to somewhere. So it doesn't typically have siege because that siege doesn't get refreshed very often. So it's a great place to hit. Now this keep doesn't really have the same type of water gate. This one's a little bit different. I'm going to actually go this way. No, I want to go this way. This is how you get to them. We're going to see from, there's two water gates for this. There's this right here, and then there's one right over there. It's the exact same looking thing. If I swim down, I'm not going to actually be able to go to the other side. But there's a water gate here which they can get to from the other side. I'm going to go that way. But the weird thing is, because it's underwater, you can't use rams on it. You can't really catapult it. But you can use alphas on them. But the problem with using the golems on them, for whatever reason, your golem, instead of getting 2 punches with skill 1, it only gets 1 punch. So you're not going to be punching as fast. Now, this just says gate, it doesn't say reinforced. So it doesn't look like it upgrades when the other gates get reinforced. That probably kind of equalizes the fact that the golems only get 1 punch. And there's also a gate here. The unfortunate thing, the most unfortunate thing about these gates is any thief can just tap skill 1, or not even a thief, but anyone just swimming below here that's an enemy can just contest this keep very comfortably. This is the easiest keep to contest the waypoint of. Just like that. I've almost never seen, I can't even remember the last time someone attempted to go in through this gate. It's just the fact that the alphas only get like 1 punch, and you're going to get spotted typically. You try to go through this water here. There's people all the way over here, but anyways, that's really everything about this keep. It's probably the most simple keep. There's not that much to it. None of the mortars are really game-changing mortars where you can mortar your own gate for defense, and there's no game-changing cannons where they're super high up that are tough to reach. I mean, you can reach all the cannons pretty comfortably. This mortar, you can mortar your own gate of Aldens. Just turn it, charge it up. I didn't turn it enough. Just charge it up and fire. Just rotate a little bit more to the right and fire at your own gate. A little bit more power too. But that's pretty much, that is Green Keep for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.